If you don't have money to hire a designer to create a logo for you, you can create your own using Canva, and it only costs around $15 a month to use. In this video, I'm going to show you how to design a professional looking logo in Canva in 3 easy steps, plus 2 bonus steps to make yourself look even more professional. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to design a logo in Canva, and the majority of them are from people who are not professional designers. And honestly, some of the advice that they give is very bad. But I went to college for graphic design and I worked professionally as a designer for over 7 years, so you can be confident that the advice that I'm going to give you is advice you can trust. Before we jump into the 3 easy steps, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified when our new videos come out. And hit the thumbs up if you're excited to get started. If you haven't used Canva before, we've got another video that shows you how to navigate everything, so if you want to learn more about that, I'll include a link to that in the description. So to get started with designing a logo, you can just browse the logo templates. And then once you find one that you like, you just select it, and it'll open up in a new tab. So step number 2 is updating your design. If you want to see a few different options, you can just add a new page and then choose some other templates here. So you'll see in this version, there's nothing in the background here. And this one, it does have pink in the background. But typically, you aren't going to want a background in your logo unless this one, it kind of makes sense because it's a whole square logo. So just know that it will always have a square of color behind your logo. But most of the time, you don't want any kind of color behind your logo if it's not intended to be there, if it's not part of your design. So if you didn't want the background, just select it and delete. And then you would have to change this artwork to a different color, of course. And then you can see it. You can see everything's grouped together, so you can just hit ungroup to make them all individual. Then you would type your new name here. You might want to change the font. And then when you get everything how you want it, you can go ahead and download. I'm just going to delete this one because I don't want that. So you hit the download and it's suggesting a PNG, which is good if you're going to use that for social media or just online anywhere. However, you always want to have a vector version of your logo. A vector file is a file that can be scaled to any size and it will not lose quality. A raster image, which is what a PNG is, will get pixelated. So let me show you an example of what I mean. So here is our PDF logo. I opened it in Adobe Acrobat, and if we zoom in, you can see that the lines are staying crisp and clean. But now if I open up the PNG and zoom in, you'll see things start to get pixelated. And this is the logo with a transparent background, so it's clear. This is what it looks like if you don't select transparent background. It actually has white behind it. But this is still a PNG, so you can see it gets pixelated as we zoom in. And this vector file, the PDF, is very clear. So that's the simple 3-step process to design your own logo in Canva. But there's even a couple more steps you can take if you want to make yourself look really professional. If you've learned something so far, be sure to hit the thumbs up. So there's many places that you'll use your logo, and one like this is good in certain instances. It's really good for social media graphics, but on a website, you might find that it's easier to have a horizontal logo. So to do that, you'll just duplicate this design, and then we'll redesign it in a horizontal format. And then something else that you might want is an icon version of your logo. So we'll just duplicate this one more time and get rid of all the simple elements because this is typically used at a small size. So here we have our 3 different layouts, and if you're doing this for your own logo, you'll probably want to spend a little more time refining things, coming up with a few different options, but I'm just simplifying things here for tutorial purposes. Another thing that's helpful is to have your logo in a few different color formats, so having a white and a black version of them. I saw one person on YouTube giving very bad advice of how to do this. She said to download your PNG files and then upload them again to Canva and then go into the settings and change the contrast and the brightness to get those different colors. But this is bad practice. You don't want to do it that way. For one, you don't want to make changes to your PNGs. Those are the raster files, the ones that get blurry. So if you make changes to that and then you end up needing a bigger size, you would have to go back to the original file anyways to get that high quality file. So it's best just to work from the vector file, the original file in Canva. And another thing with changing colors by just adjusting the contrast and brightness, you won't always get a perfect white or a perfect black. So it's just better to actually just do it with your live artwork here in Canva. So again, we'll just duplicate a page and then select the different items. We'll make them black. I'll duplicate this again and make a white version, and you won't be able to see the white, so I'm just turning a color on in the background so you can see what I'm doing. All right, and now we're gonna actually delete this background because we still want the transparent background to be there. Even though it looks like there's nothing here, it's there. Then when you're all done with that, you'll download everything. If you're downloading to upload again to Canva and use these in your templates, you'll probably just use a PNG. I don't believe they allow PDFs to be placed onto your templates, but if you were sending out your logo to get a big banner or something else printed outside of Canva, that's when you'd want to use your PDF file. So right here you can see that this is going to be 500 by 500 pixels. If you're just posting on Instagram or Facebook, that's probably fine, but there might be instances where you want to use your logo in a bigger format. So you might want to actually move this up to 2 times the size, 1000 by 1000 pixels, just to make sure the quality of your logo is good and it doesn't look pixelated. You'll also want to turn on a transparent background, and then you will download your files. Now once those are downloaded, you can go over to your uploads area and upload those into Canva. Also, they just label them with page numbers, so if you wanted to rename those, you can. You can also title each one right here as well. And this is the title of your whole document, so you can change that if you want to as well. All right, so once these are all loaded in here, we'll go back to the home page, and I'll just get a different template. And now you can put your logo on your different graphics. So you can see this one doesn't show up very well, so in that instance, we might want to use the white one. And because we included the transparent background, that's why it's just a nice overlay. There's no kind of white box or anything behind it. Now I have just a few final things I want to mention about your logo. You cannot trademark a logo from Canva because it's not entirely custom. It is from a template. Making your own logo in Canva is good for starting out, but once you have a bigger budget for design in your business, you might want to work with a professional designer and have a custom logo made for you. We have a video on how to hire a good designer on Upwork, so I'll link that in the description, along with those other videos that I mentioned earlier. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on our new videos, and hit the thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and I hope to talk to you again soon.